Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. It's time to talk about what is going on the tube.
Yeah, absolutely. Brent Furdyk joining us, editor of TV Week magazine. And, of course, the number one thing I think we have to talk about, Brent, first and foremost, is what everybody's going to be watching on Sunday. The 46th Super Bowl.
Super Sunday. It's, what is it, LXVIL?
Yeah, a lot of Roman
46.
numerals.
Yeah, I never keep that
I
straight.
just know that it's the only thing that's keeping NBC from actually folding as a network at this
it's
stage.
unbelievable. I mean, if you look at the ratings, I don't know exactly, but like something like 18 of the top 20 shows this year were football games.
Yeah.
I mean, the ratings
Really?
are through the roof for football. Everything else is getting smaller
And
and
what a
smaller.
matchup, too, with the Giants and the Pats. I mean, it's
Yeah.
the dream game for America.
Well, absolutely. I mean, when you get two teams on the East Coast with all that, concentration in population, you're going to get even higher ratings than you would if it were two kind of, mid-level teams.
Totally.
The economics involved in this whole broadcast, I mean, it's the only television show that you talk about because, yes, it's a sports game, but it's a TV show. It's the only one you talk about where people talk about the advertisement as much as they talk about the actual.
And there's going to be some big ones, too. So, of course, we won't see them.
Can you remember what the number is?
Thanks, CRTC.
Is it 3.5 million for like a 30
a
second
second,
spot?
probably.
Huge.
And then Madonna doing the halftime show.
Yeah, which I'm still trying to wrap my head around that one.
Well, people tried to wrap their head around the Black Eyed Peas and around Prince, but those halftime shows were great. You just never know.
The Black Eyed Peas kind of sucked.
Oh, I liked
they
the
really kind of did.
Yeah, no, the Prince I totally down with. I think Bruce Springsteen has been one of the best. Madonna, I just know she's going to do something outrageous that's going to make people angry, and that's great.
Yeah, and I think the sell-by date for outrageousness is a little gone at this
it's Lady
point.
Gaga.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about some other shows on television. Smash. What is this one?
Well, this is one that NBC is going to premiere the day after the Super Bowl.
Oh,
Mega
I have
hyped.
heard of this one.
Mega hyped.
This is the singing one.
This is the singing one. Call it Glee for grown-ups.
It is.
And it's basically set. Deborah Messing stars as a writer of a Broadway musical.
I recognize
and you see the the backstage shenanigans going on as they try to put this thing.
I want to live it. You know what I mean? Like it is just a reiteration.
And who is
or it
behind
seems like
this
it.
show?
It's the team that did Hairspray on Broadway. So, and Steven Spielberg is also one of the producers.
Because I was surprised when I heard Steven Spielberg was, because I thought Steven Spielberg is doing a musical television show.
Have you seen any of it? Or have you
I've seen the first couple episodes. It's great.
Really?
Really, really good.
Oh, good.
And I mean, the story is really engaging. The characters are great, actors are great, but the musical numbers are also really cool. And done in a very different kind of way, almost more like the movie Cabaret, if you recall back, like that Bob Fosse.
Well, people have
thing.
this image of musical theater.
Yeah.
But when you see a Broadway production and you see it, I mean, it's big money and it's big production.
And this show really does a good job of capturing the behind-the-scenes stuff. Also, then in the musical numbers, they kind of put you right on the stage, which is in a very interesting way.
And as we've seen with Glee, if you do musical television right, people will watch.
Yeah, for sure.
And NBC is hoping so.
Okay.
Ricky Gervais, Life's too, I want to say life is too short, but life's too short.
Life's too short. The latest from Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant.
Good God, what has he done now?
Well, in this one, they actually play themselves but the real star of the show is Warwick Davis, who is pictured there. He's about 3.5 feet tall. He's been in some of the he's been in Star Wars, been in Harry Potter movies, but nobody knows who he is because he's always wearing makeup and playing Ewoks and things. So it's a lot like his previous show, Extras, where it's sort of showing a documentary crew's filming him to see his life, but meanwhile he's in the middle of this horrible divorce.
Yeah, it's the other side of the business kind of thing, or
it's
behind the
humiliation and
and Ricky Gervais, I never know what the line is between reality and fiction with him, which is part of his charm.
Thank you, Carl Pilkington.
What is it with this show? Is it reality? Is it
Not
fiction?
even close.
Is it both?
It's totally fiction. I mean.
You blew it for me. I'm kidding.
Well, it is. It is to real life what Curb Your Enthusiasm is to Larry David's real life. It's that kind of thing. But there are celebrity cameos in every episode.
Liam Neeson's clip I've seen on the internet.
People have seen it online.
Johnny Depp is in it. He's hilarious.
Well, Ricky Gervais can bring in the A-listers, which is great for the show.
How does he do on the humor front? I mean, because obviously there's some jokes out there that would be pretty easy to hit, like a big grapefruit toss.
But you know what? It's also it's very politically incorrect, as you would expect from Gervais, and it's also cringe-inducing. which is kind of the area that he works best in.
He loves that, right?
Sounds
Right
like
on that line of
Okay,
absurdity.
let's talk about the X Factor. Huge shakeup that wasn't foreseen. Everybody kind of saw that they were going to lay off the host. He wasn't.
Well, he was
great.
horrible.
Sorry, you mean wouldn't Steve Jones?
Yeah.
Why
Steve
would
Jones.
they?
Paula Abdul was let go. That was the shocker
That
to
was
me.
the big one.
What is Simon doing?
Well, you know, I think he was hoping that chemistry with he and Paula would return, but it just wasn't there. And you know what? To be fair, those two judges, Paula Abdul and Nicole Schwarzenegger,
Yeah, they were the same thing almost.
well, you know what? If you're going to be a judge on a show, you actually have to judge. You have to make a decision.
You can't pull the I'm an artist card to not judge when you're sitting on a panel judging.
Every week, Scherzinger was the worst with it.
Right, and it was annoying at a certain point.
But I was surprised about Paula. I love Paula's crazy.
Yeah,
her brand of crazy I buy.
Well, you know, she'll be back.
I hear
back
rumors.
somewhere.
I hear Mariah Carey rumors. I hear all this
Katy
different
Perry.
stuff.
Katy Perry, I tend to doubt, but Mariah Carey, I think there's a very real possibility
She's
that
got a little bit of crazy in her.
She does.
Really?
A little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little touch.
And American Idol. Of course, the new judging panel is getting the ratings, but
Sort of.
But I don't know.
They're down a lot. Their ratings.
The ratings have down. It's just so over for me for the American Idol thing. You know, I'm just not in with these judges. I just don't care.
Compare
what
and contrast to The Voice, which is sort of the it's the new kid on the block, at least into its second season. But American Idol does not stack up very favorably, in my opinion, to The Voice. The Voice seems like a better production, better idea.
Fresher.
Yeah.
It just seems like an interesting idea, and I think they haven't. American Idol at this point, they've hammered it into the ground to the point that they're just desperately trying to find ways to make it fresh and make it interesting.
We'll let 3-year-olds to 99-year-olds on the show.
But with The Voice, I mean, the concept is still fairly new, and I think a lot of people who maybe heard about it, haven't got it, haven't seen it yet, are probably going to jump in when it premieres after the Super Bowl.
Right after the Super Bowl is the time slot everyone wants. There you go.
Thanks, Brent.
Thanks, Brent. We're going to take a quick break.